Hello everybody and welcome back to Sin's Vanity. So today we're checking in with J.CAT Beauty. This is a beauty brand sold at Ulta and they are frequently on sale. You're usually going to find them 40 to 50% off a good chunk of the time, but their regular price stuff is really not that bad as well. It's pretty reasonable. I noticed that minus, let me see, brows, mascara, and eyeliner, I have a whole full face. We're going to sit here and see how J.CAT Beauty does this. Let's go. Okay you guys, so now we're going to go in with the mattifying face primer and this promises to have a cooling effect. So this one comes out with a lotion-like consistency. Feels like lotion, okay? Feels like a very thin moisturizer. I don't want to add too much. It just feels like a lotion, not a gel. I would almost say it's close to the consistency of the NYX glue, face glue. That primer, maybe. But this one feels even a little thinner than that. We're gonna go in with the Perfection Longwear Foundation in the shade Soft Taupe. So that's this one. Glass container, and it has a pump. So that's awesome. Let's see, do we set enough? Let's hope we did. Now, I will say this, when I was looking at the shades, they didn't have a large shade range of this. I would almost suggest that if you did want to try it out and your shade is not, you know, already there, you might need to pick up 2 of these to kind of mix together and get your perfect shade. But we don't like that for makeup, you know. We want to kind of buy one bottle and be good. It's light, very. Okay, we're going to make it work. That's who we are. I think out of, you know, 40-something videos, I've only nailed my exact shade, you know, twice. So it's okay. We'll bring it together in the end. I go from orange to extremely pale. So I'd ordered 2 of these, and the shade that actually would have been, you know, word-wise and looking at the pictures, that would have been my correct shade. It was not. It was entirely too fair. I ended up passing that on to my daughter. And I think for her, it was a, you know, a pretty good match for her, which is just a trip because she and I are different colors. I like a lot. And this is supposed to offer, let me see, even complexion for all skin types with a radiant natural look. The concealer, I used that on here, you know, a couple months ago, and I did like the concealer, but I didn't, you know, I never delved into any of the other products from J.CAT. So I figured this would be a good chance to see what we think. Once it's blended out, we're still very light, but we're gonna bronze up and stuff, so I'm not gonna be too concerned about it. I feel like my sponge, every time I lay the sponge down, is pulling it up. This is the primer. Uh-oh, culprit. This is the Stay Assurance Water Sealed Zero Smudge Concealer, and this is in the shade Soft Tan, so that's here. I can tell you right now, laying it on top of this foundation, I don't think these play well together. I think the foundation's a little cakey. And I like full coverage, and it didn't say whether it was or wasn't, but I feel like it might be. You can have full coverage without it feeling cakey. This one feels a little thicker on my skin, shall not deny. And the concealer is thicker. I said before, and I'll say it again, it reminds me of the e.l.f. Camel Concealer. How we blend. We blended and we're pale. Go over, just kind of meld the two. I can see where the concealer is with the foundation since the colors were different, and I think I might need to add a little more foundation up there. Foundation is not sticking in this area. See, this is where the cake factor really comes in. It's not sticking over that primer. So that could be a situation. And I can't believe I'm building after concealer, but I think I needed to. Yeah, this, okay. We could tell I'm not happy at this exact moment by like a lot. So next up we have the Pro Luxe Powder in Porcelain. So that's this one. I can't get the sticker off. It says to take it off. I had to literally pop the cap and just shake it in. It says porcelain, but it kind of has like a peach tone in my opinion. I was gonna use a puff. I think I might need to do a brush for a quicker application, see if I can set this down because I feel like it's not really gripping properly. So that is problematic. So let's set this. I'm trying to dab it in because I feel like if I swipe it, I'm gonna swipe it right off. Let's just try to kind of dab it in, and then once we have it, maybe I can, you know. They did not have any additional setting powders that I saw available. What they had was a powder foundation, so I picked up one of those. Not that I need any more coverage, but it might help us with the color. Just, you know, a little light in the face. All right, so now this is the Aqua Assurance Compact Foundation in the shade Medium Beige. This does come with the rubberized sponge for when you want to use it as foundation, but we're going to use this setting powder today. So there we go. Now we'll swirl. Let's try to set our face down. Is the color getting better? Maybe. This powder is flying absolutely everywhere just because I'm trying to set this down quickly. Because I feel like, did it lift? It lifted right here. You know what? We can't do this. You know what? Real talk. I'm going to wash this off and we're going to use a different primer because this situation is unacceptable. Hold on. All right, you guys, we are back. I went ahead and did my brows off camera since I have no products from J.CAT for those. I went in with the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil, the L'Oreal 24-Hour Brow Lamination Gel, and the NYX Lift and Snatch. I went ahead and had to start all over. I went in with the NYX Freezy Primer, and then I used the J.CAT foundation, the powder foundation, and the concealer, and it's laying a lot better. So the culprit was indeed the primer. But it was frustrating. I very rarely wash off my face and start over. That was unacceptable today. So now we're gonna go in with, I think this palette is called the Peak Time palette from Dia y Noche. So it's a rainbow palette. We're gonna touch in with this one and see what we can come up with. Now, my gripe with J.CAT's other eyeshadow palette is I hate how small the pans are. And it just really wasn't giving, but I bought it for the shimmers. So today, we're gonna give this one a chance and see what we can pull off. That color that we're gonna touch into is called Meanwhile, which is gonna be this orange. Then I think I'm gonna touch into here, which is called Greatest, which is this green, Main Squeeze, which is here, and then one of these blues. You know, it'll be summer in a couple days, and we are going for a tropical vibe. And I'm using smaller brushes on purpose to fit into these tiny pans, and let's see where we go. Okay, has pigment though, so that's awesome. And these are Morphe brushes. I believe these are the Nikita Dragon brushes. It's giving pigment though. That's cool. Very powdery, but it is paying off. You guys know I like it to look complicated, but usually it's not. Then we're gonna go in next with, I believe, what did I say it was? Greatest, which is, you know, forest green. It's not the lively green that's here and here, but you know what that, well, I could go on with this lime green. Maybe I'll put that right there and put something else out over here. There's really pretty blue in here. Maybe we'll try that. We're gonna go in with this blue, and that is High Risk, which is this shade. Do I think it's gonna be pretty with the orange? Eee! But let's see, maybe. Might get murky. I think I'm gonna put that lime green right there. I think that lime green kind of in the center is gonna be really pretty. I don't know what we wanna do on the lid because we only have really 1, 2, 3, 4 shimmers, but they wouldn't be the one I would pick, but I might have to do it anyways. There's a gold shimmer in here, which is right here. I think we might touch into that. It does not match, but maybe I can pretend it's this color, maybe. So there it is. It's vibrant. Okay, that's a good gold though. That's a very good gold. Really not the look I was going for, but you know what though? I kind of never know what look I'm gonna exactly do. I'll have a shirt and I'll have a palette, but with direction and where I wanna lay the colors, I usually wait till I get here and decide. I'm working up right there a little bit, but it's showing, so yay. I like that though, and it didn't close us up. I'll fix right here. And did we lose the orange? Not too much, but I will go back in ever so gently and add it right there. What we are gonna do is go in with the lime green, and I was going with the darker one. I think we'll go with the lighter one just to see, and if the light one doesn't show, then we'll go in with the deeper green. I think the lime could be pretty, if we can get it to show though. Are we gonna touch of it? We're gonna touch. I think the other green might be better, but it's the total wrong green for this look. Bring it up just right here. Let's get it to touch that blue and make friends. Boo, boo, boo. And this is a Shop Miss A brush. I don't even think they sell these kits anymore in there. When they did though, their brushes were pretty cool. I think they're selling them more as a solo brushes. So not the same value that you got, you know, a couple years ago, but understandable, stuff is going up. Now we're gonna touch in that outer corner with our purple. So those are our 2 purples. That's what they look like out here. I think we're gonna go with the darker purple out here, and maybe I'll trace underneath with the lighter. I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush, even smaller than this, and really try to get that blue to pop a little bit more. I think that will be pretty on us. Go back in with that gold to get a little higher up so it doesn't go. How messy can she get? Apparently very. I just like that the blue is now a little more prominent and showing a little bit more, you know. I like drama. It's gonna be the miracle of all miracles, trying to recreate everything I just did on the other eye. This green is not the greatest though. It's a matte, but it's not the greatest. I would have expected more of a delay from the purple instead of the green, so that's saying something. Do we want to touch back into the orange? Just a little bit. Heck, I might put yellow on my brow bone. I do have a yellow in here. There's no yellow in the shirt, but you know, why not? I think I'm starting to like it. I like the dimensions of the colors. That works. Like I said, I'm happy with that. And we definitely had a bump in the road today. I'm gonna go complete the other eye, line with Wet n Wild Breakup Proof, and we shall be back. All right, you guys, so I went ahead, finished up the eye look. I did go under my lower lash line with this shade and then some of the orange, so we did that. Next up, we have got the Symphony Face Obsession, pretty much a palette. This is a face powder, a bronzer, a contour, and 2 highlights. So one of these came kind of shattered, but I shall hold it up for you. So here we go. So the 2 top ones are your powders. This is your contour. This is your bronzer. It's shimmery. And then these are your 2 highlighters. I have a separate highlighter that I'm going to use. I'm going to deviate and use what they call contour as bronzer instead, because that shimmery gold is not a bronzer for my skin tone. Let's touch into the one that says contour, which is matte. So there is the, you know, that's the one we're going to use. You know, it's your makeup, but it may be labeled as something, do what you want to do, which is what I'm going to do right now. I don't like shimmery bronzers if I can avoid them. Ooh, fingers crossed. Let's see. It's showing up. Okay, we can do that one. That's not bad. It kind of has the Profusion bronzer feel. That's kind of, if you don't know, you know what this is. If you have Profusion bronzers, they're in like their little 6-pan palette or 3-pan or whatever. Feels very similar to that, to the touch and performance. I don't know who's going to use that shiny gold as a bronzer. That's, no, I don't know who that would look good on. Even in very fair people, I think that would wear more as like a kind of a goldish colored highlighter, not for bronzing. Pray to the heavens above that it does not lift up my foundation while I'm up here. That has been the issue of the day, is trying to make sure that the foundation is sticking. So far, so good. I want to do a little bit here, just a tad, just to kind of, yeah, give her a little extra color. I need to blend right there. I can see that. And I'm trying not to lift anything off of my nose either. That scares me, to lift my foundation. I don't want makeup fear. All right, now when it comes to blush, they have these things called the Piece of Cake blush highlighters. So these are 2-in-1s. Neither color is the perfect color, but I think I'm gonna have to go in with this one. One is more of a red variation, the other is a pink, but I'll show you both. I do like the colors of the blushes though, those are pretty. This is our pink version, and then that's the highlighter. There we are for those. Beautiful colors. Then the one we're gonna use, because I think it'll just go better with the eye look and the shirt, is the red, or kind of a watermelon color. And then that's its highlighter. I thought this would be a little bit more red, but actually that might work better today, just to kind of make us pass. Maybe I'll use this blush and that highlighter. I might mix it up, I don't know. We're gonna touch into the red, which I need to be very careful about. There it is on the brush. Tap. Scared to really go in. I'm sitting here baby stepping it. I don't baby step, I go for it. So let's get to going. For heavy-handed, so be it. It's not the right color. I would have liked the orange blush, I know me, but I'm gonna stick true to J.CAT. I'm going very soft on, you know, application. It seems to be buildable. You would think it's really heavy pigment. I think you're okay, it's buildable, but this one, it's okay. I just need a little subtle nuance to color to the face today, because the eyes are really coming at you, you know, per usual, so we can go a little bit more delicate, but that's okay. I still feel good about it, so that's what's important. I can use the blush with this one because that's this shade right here. It looks more pink for you, a little bit more peachy in person for me. Some little peachy kind of, you know, fleshy color, so maybe we'll use that as highlight. That is pink. Oopsie. I'm trying to see, is it showing them? A lot came on that brush. I did tap off, but do we see it? It's like this on the brush. One tap, a lot comes off, but I'm not really seeing it. There we go. Okay, so it's good to catch in the baby here, so I have to do it and not tap it off. All right, so it finally did make an appearance. I swear to goodness, the perils of beauty. This highlighter is the Deja Brew Latte highlighter. I rubbed my finger in it and kind of messed it up, but I wouldn't use this unless I was going to more or less be doing a no makeup look. Just to show you, it's right here. It's very balmy, so if you're doing no makeup and you just want a little glistening, yes, but on just a regular everyday over powder, wouldn't do that one, but We do have it. What do we have left? We have got lipstick. So let's get to those. And I have a setting spray. I have 4 different lip options, but I know the 2 I'm going to touch into. These are the Scene Stiller lipsticks, and this one is in Special Day, and then the other is in the shade Unlimited. These are our shades. And here they are swatched out. So Special Day, Unlimited. I think we're gonna go on with Special Day. And I also picked up their Mood Flick lipsticks. These are pretty much 2 icy pink lipsticks. I just think they're so pretty. I had to try these. So they're here. They kind of give you the color pop look, but that's that shade, just as pretty. Very reflective. And I did swatch these before and they stick. They really last. I've washed my hands a grip of times and it's really hard to get off. Vice versa. And the one you just saw is in the shade New Perspective. And I'm just on my icy pink fantasy for lips this summer for some reason. So these are those. Really pretty. Actually, I could use this one today, but I think I'm gonna go with Special Day on the bullet lipstick. I'm gonna go ahead, go in with this shade, and then I'm going to go in with the Revolution Wrap Lash. I've used this maybe 4 times. I do like this, I move fast, but we're gonna apply this. What I can do at this exact moment is let's do our setting spray. This is the Cucumber Makeup Setting Mist. So that's here we are. Very chemical smelling cucumber. Okay, so let's set our face. Pretty fine mist. Yeah, kind of, you know, chemical smelling cucumber, but it's fine. We're gonna sit here, do this, go finish everything else up, wrap up, and I'll be back. All right, you guys, we are back and we are finished. J.CAT was a journey today, but we landed. First up, the Mattifying Face Primer, retail for $6.99. This indeed is a demon on assignment. This is horrible. Do not buy this. Do not waste your money. This was a no-go. The Perfection Longwear Foundation. Not enough shades, but this one, it just felt very thick on the face. Wasn't a super fan, and this also retail for $6.99. Normally, I've been liking the Stay Assurance concealer, and this retails for $8.99. Didn't like it today. It didn't play well with the sister brand. It just did not. The Pro Porcelain Setting Powder. This one left a white cast. Put it on my face when I had to go do it off camera. Went to dust away completely. I mean, I struggled to dust off the setting powder. So this one, I wouldn't suggest this either. And this retailed for $6.99. The Aqua Assurance Compact Powder Foundation. This kind of saved our color today. This was okay. It reminded me of the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation. That was very similar to this. This retailed for $14.99. The Eyeshadow Palette. This one actually surprised me. And this one wasn't bad. I hate the pan size, but we got where we were. Didn't like the palette I had before. This one I did like, and this retailed for $7.99. The Symphony Face Obsession Palette. This is the blush highlight face powder. This is a dusty mess. This did enough, but for the price of this, which was $11.99, I could have did without this one. So I like this. The Piece of Cake Blush and Highlighter Duo. This one I did indeed like. So there's our blush. There's our highlighter. This little setup I did like, and this was $8.99. Ultra Creamy Lipstick and Scene Stiller version. This is Special Day. This one, like it very much. Feels very good on the lips. I would recommend this. The Setting Spray. This one, and the lipstick, I'm sorry, was $4.99. The setting spray is $8.99. I can probably do without this. Didn't really like the chemical cucumber scent, but nonetheless, it went on. But when I sprayed right before I went to go do mascara and lipstick, it took off all the foundation above my top lip. So, I don't know if it's the foundation, the concealer, the setting spray, the powder foundation, the setting powder, I do not know. We got here, I'm gonna wear this all day, but I have to say J.CAT was not my favorite. What I did like was the eyeshadow, the blush, and the lipstick. Everything else, hard pass. Until next time, you guys, I appreciate you. Please thumbs up, please subscribe, and I shall see you next time. Mwah. Bye.